So got a 6 liter here that is a no start hot, fires up cold just fine, and runs down the road, makes power, all that kind of stuff, but then won't restart when it's hot. And the reason it won't restart hot is it's only got 200 psi of high pressure oil, but we have nothing on the low pressure side, and so I think that the high pressure oil system, the pump and all that kind of stuff is fine. I think it's just a feed issue. We had a damaged standpipe, so we put a new standpipe in it, and it had the lower fuel filter cap on the oil filter here, and it did have a factory oil filter in it, but I figured I would swap it out with a proper oil filter cap just to be sure. We use the Sinister caps, and we actually use a Sinister oil filter cap on the lower fuel filter, so they are interchangeable, but on at least on the Sinister ones anyways. But I wasn't sure on the factory caps, and so I started looking here, and near as I can tell, the lower fuel filter and the oil filter cap are identical in really every way that I can see. I don't see any difference. This is like not really working too well, one-handed and everything here. I don't see any difference on these aside from the fuel filter cap has got these flats on it, and then the oil filter cap does not. But just for shits and giggles, we're gonna stick a new oil filter in it and put it back together with the factory, or with the proper oil filter cap. Like so. And then so if we're looking at the oil filter housing here, that guy right there, the connector with the two wires on it next to the hard line, so this guy right here is the oil temperature sensor on these, and so we're going to take that out and stick a mechanical gauge in there and see what low pressure oil is, because these do not have a factory low pressure oil sensor. It's actually a switch. And so while they do have the little needle on the dash, that needle is actually only hooked up to a switch, and if you watch it carefully, it'll either be pegged out all the way zero or straight in the center, and it'll be nothing else. It's really stupid. I wish they had a proper oil pressure sensor on these, but we're gonna screw in a mechanical gauge and run down the oil filter and see what she does.